Welcome to the 4th episode of Why It's Awesome, the spoiler-free show where I attempt to take something often easily dismissed and explain why you should maybe give it a shot. The intention with this series is to help new fans find something they'll enjoy that initially they may have passed over, or so the people who are already fans can pass this video on to their friends to persuade them to give the subject in question a go. This time, we're going to be looking at Lucha Underground, a fairly new show from the creative mind of Robert Rodriguez and his folks at the El Rey network. So we'll start, as always, with the reasons for dismissal, which differ depending on what kind of person you are. Firstly, people who aren't fans of professional wrestling tend to take one look at this show and go, "It's not for me," often then adding terms like "it's fake" or "it's for kids." Secondly, wrestling fans tend to look and say, "But I'm already watching other wrestling," dismissing it as just another show offering the same thing they already get elsewhere. Now, it's possible you fall into the former camp. Maybe you saw WWE when you were growing up and thought it wasn't for you, or you just can't get over how fake the whole wrestling product is. Well, in that case, I'm happy to say that you absolutely do not need to be a wrestling fan to take joy out of Lucha Underground. And if you're part of the latter group, I can also honestly say this is a very different product to what you'll be used to. What the people at El Rey have put together here surpasses genre conventions and cliches in a unique stylistic way that almost anyone could get behind. In fact, many of the people I watch this show with have no interest in wrestling outside of this program. So what does it do so differently? Well, Lucha is less like a wrestling show and more like a fun, gritty Grindhouse action drama. The story makes no pretense of being real. Where other firms have all these backstage breakouts and pass it off as legitimate encounters called by nearby staff or hidden cameras, Lucha Underground instead presents its storied sequences like a crime telenovela. The story is about Dario Cueto, a seedy fight club owner with a seemingly endless supply of money and the fighters who take part in his underground tournaments. If I had to equate it to anything, it would be like the live-action Mortal Kombat series you always wish you had gotten, but never quite got to that stage. Here is a sea of interesting characters, from the grounded, somewhat in reality Hollywood celebrity types, to the more out there Aztec warriors, undead monsters and dragon men. And you get to watch as these bizarre mishmash of what are essentially superheroes all find themselves vying for the same thing, and how that grows and strains their individual relationships with one another and leads into death-defying bouts that look like something that sits somewhere between a wrestling product and a Marvel movie. If that sounds all a bit insane, it's because it is. And the show revels in this madness to a glorious extent. It knows exactly what it is, and what it is something very, very new. There isn't a show like this out there. The backstage segments share more in common with Breaking Bad than a wrestling promotion, and the fights feature some of the most amazing athleticism you'll ever see. Whether you're a fan of the medium or not, there is simply no denying that some of these people are truly masters of their craft, capable of performing jaw-dropping gymnastics that only came from multiple years of training. Also, while we are on the subjects of the fights, I can already hear a lot of you saying, "But it's fake," and that's not entirely true. A lot of people get confused between fake and scripted. The outcome of the fights and big moments are indeed planned to happen. They are written in such a way as to advance a story that is being told both in ring and in narrative segments. However, the execution in pulling off those scripted moments is very much real. Yeah, the people in the ring aren't trying to hurt one another, but there is no way to not get hurt taking some of the crazy bumps they receive. These people are performance artists who suffer for their craft. And even if it was fake, what you have to understand is that you need to watch this show like a TV show, not a sport. Is John McClane really fighting all those terrorists in Die Hard? No. But should that stop your enjoyment of the physicality of the action on screen? Of course not. The only real problem with Lucha Underground is it can be quite inaccessible in that it's on the El Rey network, which not many people have. That said, there's talk of them signing a deal with a digital streaming service, and a lot of their content is available freely on YouTube. So whether you watch it for the crazy characters and their surprisingly established lore, the feats of strength and amazing gymnastics, or just really love the whole Grindhouse aesthetic, I implore you, wrestling fan or not, to check out this show. I can almost guarantee you will find some joy in it, and I genuinely believe you will not regret it. There's something uniquely special about Lucha Underground, and I'd love for as many people as possible to discover it. especially after the mind-blowing finale to Season 1's leaving fans breathless to know what is going to happen with regards to a future season. So that's it for now. What do you think? Did you enjoy this video? Let me know with a like, or maybe if you'd like to see more you could click the subscribe button. Is there something you love that other people don't seem to get, that you might want me to look into and see if I can make a video about? Do you love Lucha Underground? Do you dislike it? What's your thoughts on wrestling in general? What puts you off? Leave a comment below to start a discussion, and thanks again for watching.